was like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Missouri, just to name a few. Underdog is dropping awesome promos all week long, so make sure y'all check the app to see what's next. If you're new, use code It Is What It Is when you sign up. Play $5 and they'll drop $50 in bonus funds your way. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam.
What's good, man?
What's good, bro? How you doing today? You all right?
Yeah, man. I try to get an extra couple of minutes to sleep.
You still look sleepy a little bit. You actually still look a little. I wasn't going to blow the spot up, but if you're going to blow your own spot up.
It's early. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Listening to people, you know. I normally do this, you know?
Yeah, I hear you, man, but you domesticated. You urbanized. It's all good, man.
Right.
Oh, you made it. That's what counts.
For sure. Okay, y'all. Today we are joined with our analyst, Michael Irvin. Mike, how you feeling? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. And listen, Camron, Mase, I love you guys, man. Y'all, I'm telling you, that description that I said, when I said you remind me so much of Dion and I, it was so perfect. You know, even just watching that exchange right there, you know, knowing how, and we've been seeing all over the internet, a Cam can be a boom, put down a foot man. See what I'm saying? Like, you know, all of that's good with anybody else, but, you know, with my boy, that's different. You know, Dion like that with me. Dion's like that with me. You know, he'll be like, man, come on, man, everybody else. But when I get there, he gonna put on, come on, boy, we ain't expect none of this, you know what I mean? So that was great, man. I'm doing great, man. Good to see you guys.
Well, that's what's up, Mike. I'm gonna be honest with you, and thank you for that. Cause listen, man, me and Mike first met on the field. We was chest bumping like we knew each other and shit like that. And I was like, nah, this nigga energy different. We was in Colorado. We jump in chest. I'm like, yo, Mike is a cool nigga, man. I'm not sure. I think I met Mike on a chest bump. but I will tell you this, Mike. And they don't know this yet, but some of the employees here, they're getting docked. Because it's too much when is Mike coming back for me. Yo, Mike's energy is different, yo. I hear a little whispering in the background. Yo, when Mike is here, it's a little different. Yo, calm the fuck down, man. We know Mike is different. We want him here too. But don't belittle me and murder like this, like that. Nah, when Mike here is a little different, man. You know, should be a little different. But we do appreciate you coming and popping in the studio for us, Mike. We really do. We appreciate that.
For sure.
Yeah, man, I appreciate being in the locker room, man. And honestly, man, I know it's been a lot said about it, but I text Cam when I saw it. You know, it's like a football team. You're a team. You know, that's your locker room.
Yeah.
And you did right. You did right. We all got to protect each other in here. You know, and when things go too far, somebody has to be the hammer and say that enough's enough. And do it respectfully, but enough's enough, because that person's going to leave. And you still got to be in that locker room with these other people.
Right.
And it was all righteous, man. That's why I text you and said, hey, I appreciate you, makes me love you more.
Yep, and I love you too, brother. You already know.
That part. Love to see it. Okay, so this week we've been talking a lot about 0-2 teams, and Mase, I promise this is not a jab, but This is some positiveness. It's some positiveness, I promise.
Y'all are going way too far with this. Not to make a whole week of it. I got to talk to Killer after this, man.
No, but listen.
A whole week now. I mean, it's okay one day. Mike.
I didn't write the
thing
topics.
happened last Sunday, man.
That's the beauty about football. You get to gloat all week about whatever you mad
Okay, just
happy
remember
about.
that all week. All week.
Listen, but I'm saying I didn't write. I don't even. You know what? Today I didn't even read the topics because it isn't statistics. I know that it wasn't any game, so I like to get the topics when we don't have to know about statistics. So to be honest with you, I didn't even see what the topics were today, Murder.
I kind of felt this is where
It's not. I promise it's not bad. This is gonna be positive. It's gonna be uplifting.
Right.
Okay.
Uplifting 0-2.
But
Yes.
0-2 is very important. Very important. First of all, that you are here because there are very few teams. Not to bring up stats in just the primitive in the preliminary in the first conversation. Let me just say, not to bring up stats. But the reality is, not a lot of teams have started 0-2 and gone on to the Super Bowl. So if hope will dictate effort, and then the Kansas City Chiefs right now are seeing that hope dwindle a little bit. So 0-3 is a danger zone. That's the only reason that it just kind of floats up in the air right now. It's not really about you, Mase. Don't let them get to you. But 0-3, well, you got the Giants though. You got the Giants, and y'all try to play the Cowboys like the Giants with nobody and everything, and the Giants put up some points on you. Now look at now listen to me, Mase. There's nothing that anybody can do to save you, them Giants, them Chiefs. I'm just letting you know right now.
Hey, you know what's crazy, man? Is that, we are one Russell Wilson interception away from Dallas being 0-2 and losing to the Giants.
Yeah.
We are a 64-yard field goal kick away. Listen, man, they call it a miracle on 34th Street. It was a miracle in Jerry's World last week, man. That's where the miracle was at, man. But go ahead, Mike, go ahead. W's a W no matter how you get it, man. But go ahead.
Yes.
Right. And right now, hey, I'm a little bit at peace. We got the Bears coming up, and Mase a little bit on edge because we got the Giants coming up. It's reality.
Hey, I know one thing though.
The Giants beat them. Y'all can tear it all down. It's over. You might be talking about everything. If the Giants beat them, it's over. I mean, don't even come in for the next 2 weeks. Don't just stay home.
You're entering the danger zone, nigga. That's what he told you. You're entering the danger zone, nigga.
Yes. But
I love the hate.
on the bright side, what I was saying, anything can happen because only 3 teams who started 0-2 gone on to win the Super Bowl: the '93 Cowboys, the 0-1 Patriots.
Wait. Slow down. Slow down. Don't say that so fast.
It's coming back to you. The 93 Cowboys. Pause. The 0-1 Patriots and the 0-7 Giants. So, Mike, I have to ask you, what's the mentality and what's kind of going on in the locker room when that happens to be able to turn that around to be able to get to a Super Bowl? I got to hear it from you.
And 2 things that are very different here. Okay, when we were coming back from 0-2, we knew a very vital part of that of our offense was sitting at home. So when I just told you guys about hope dictating effort, we knew once we got Emmett back, our hope went up, our effort went up, and our wins went straight up. But Kansas City Chiefs don't have any greatness sitting at home that they're expecting to get back to really just turn up their wins. I know we'll talk about the Rashid Rice stuff later. But right now, what they're seeing is all the things that we used to do is no longer working. All the time that we went Popeye-ish and grabbed the spinning, and came out and won the game. We tried that last week, and we still lost. So they're at a critical place. That's why you see Travis Kelce yelling at everybody on the sideline. And that's why you see them now reaching and screaming for help. What the free Rice t-shirts on. So yeah, Yeah, that's the mentality. And that's why I was telling you, I wasn't just picking that up out the air and just throwing that at you guys. I was taking that from experience.
Yeah.
Right now, their assholes are tight and they are scared. You understand what I'm saying? Because 0-3, expect you losing to the Giants, and the Giants might have found the rhythm and put us up. Yeah, this is going to be an incredible game because of the mindset it takes with where they are, and they cannot lose this next game.
I don't even believe that y'all are considering the Giants beating the Chiefs. This is wild. This is what happens when you let people stick around too long. You know when you ever been somewhere and somebody is super out of class, but they start feeling themselves and thinking like, okay, I'm in the conversation. I could play with this team. I'm looking forward to this Sunday. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta call a few people out in the Chiefs world. I'm not even gonna call it what I used to call it, but I'm gonna call some people in the Chiefs world.
Nigga watching that over
this.
and under. Nigga aware.
Oh, niggas is playing. Watch out.
Yeah, but I'll chime in too. And listen, I'm glad Mike said that because I was about to say, nigga, no damn well Emmett made y'all win. And come to find out you couldn't win without him. I don't care how good you and Troy was. You couldn't do it without Emmett. And you know who else knew you couldn't do it without Emmett? Jerry knew you couldn't do it without Emmett. Nigga said, get that nigga that bread. We need this nigga back, man. And to y'all was the real big three. Before it was a big three announcement in the NBA and shit like that. But I'm glad you held up to admitted it because you made some great points, Mike. And see, Mase, he can't handle it. He doesn't know what to do, and he's really shaken by this, man. But I'm glad you pointed that out because I was waiting for you to say something different. I promise you, I was waiting for you to be like, you better not say, oh, because our offense or because our defense and the coaching that was new. Yeah, listen, right. I was waiting for you to say anything else besides Emmitt Smith was sitting in the house. Did the right thing, big bro. I'm happy about that, man.
I got to give it to him, yeah. There's no doubt we needed Emmitt on that football field. Dude, I'm telling you, it's so funny. Even people talk about that old Cowboys line. Greatest line ever. I was like, dude, I was here with these same Negroes before Emmitt got here, and they were all about to get cut. Nate Nude, Mark Stewart, all of them about to get cut. All of the sunset, then Emmitt came in, and all of a sudden they were all pro. And I'm just telling you, there's a difference, and that Joker was different. He was different.
Yeah, but Mike,
and Kansas City Chiefs don't have anybody like that coming. You know, Pacheco's there already. Travis Kelce's there already. And I don't believe even if Rashee Rice got free today that he would make that much of a difference. Now, I'm not saying they're going to lose to the Giants. I'm just telling you what I see in what will happen.
Hey, Mike, real quick. I know Mase has something to say. I just want to chime in before Mase. Pacheco, cool. Don't compare no Pacheco to no Emmitt Smith. I don't care if he's home and playing right now on the field. I like Pacheco. Don't even bring his name up with Emmitt, bro. I don't care if he's home and y'all waiting for him to come back. He's not Emmitt Smith. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah. And he's back.
Yeah, let's calm the fuck down a little bit now. Pacheco, all right. But let's calm down a little bit, man. Go ahead, Murdo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I think you underestimating Rice, actually. And I think when you add Rice and then you take away, if you add Xavier, that is a lot missing, Mike. Come on now. That is different.
Yeah, I believe Rashee Rice will make a big difference. I really do. I believe he'll make a difference with the Giants and with teams like that. Now, will he make a difference with the Eagles? Enough of a difference to get over the top and beat the Eagles and beat the better teams that you see in the NFL. That's what I'm questioning right now.
Yeah, I'm just talking about keeping the team. What do you call it? Keeping them honest. You know, when you have certain players on the field and you take them away, then there's certain times people can lean to the side, play the secondary, a different way because, they don't have certain weapons on the floor.
Right.
Well, we all wish football was a non-injury, non-suspension sport, but unfortunately it is. Best ability is availability.
Okay, 2-0.
Yeah, it's my week. Yeah, man.
how
I'm
he
only
feel
nigga in the
Hey,
family.
Nick, save that clip. Best ability is availability.
Look, man, we know Joe
There'll be a lot
Burrow.
of weeks with Burrow out.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. See, Mike. See, the whole thing is, Mike. See, the whole thing is, Mike. You wasn't here the last couple of days. I'm saying Browning might be Tom Brady, man. He might be a Tony Romo. We rooting for him. We ain't gonna be there. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Raining on Browning's parade, man. I'm rooting for Browning. And we had a conversation. I believe it was yesterday, and we were saying Browning could go 12-1. When Joe Burrows is back, he's back, man. We went through, Tom Brady through that a little bit with Jimmy Garoppolo, and we rooting for Browning, but he'll be Joe Burrow will be back. But we're not gonna say Browning was great in college, great in high school, threw them 3 interceptions. I think that's what he need to get out of his system.
Interceptions?
He started off with 3 interceptions, finished with 2 touchdowns. That's what I'm saying. Like, he got the jitters out. He finished with 2. He won the game. Don't get it fucked up neither. Joe Burrow, of course, he's all world. We know that. But he didn't play that great in week 1. He didn't, We got the victory. He didn't play that great, man. But yeah, we going with Browning right now.
Right. But Mase, but just the timing of it.
Yeah.
Mase will tell him, say that clip. Just say that clip, because when that ship starts drowning, we gonna pull that clip right back up. Right. That receipt right there.
Be like, with my ship and all of that. Yeah, we need all of that, Nick.
I do.
Right, all of that. And you ain't saying that, Cam. Talking about, I believe in bro. Like what, bro? Like you. What is it? You ain't doing that out of choice. You believe in him out of force. That's all you got. What are you talking about?
Let me ask you a question, Mike. Man, let's do it. Let's do it. Mike, let me ask you a question, man. And I don't know this. This is just a genuine question. When Drew Bledsoe got hurt, did you believe in Tony Romo? I'm just asking, genuinely.
I like Tony, but I didn't like Drew. Because I saw Drew arm was dead in New England when he came here. So yeah, I was ready to make a change.
All right.
And he was dead. But I understand what you're trying to do. But there are many comparisons that I'll say, oh no, I understand what you're saying. But not Drew. I wanted him, that was the time we were trying to find a quarterback. So
all right.
Yeah, it was bad.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, back on the topic of 0-2 teams, and Mase, again, this is not at you, but tonight, it's kind of fun, I get to kind of do this. But tonight, the Dolphins will play the Bills. Mike, do you think there's any chance the Dolphins can pull off a victory?
I absolutely do not. I absolutely do not. Not because, first of all, the offense that the Dolphins have right now are struggling. And the Buffalo Bills got the best player in football right now on their football team. And you say what you want. He's playing like I was saying this guy, even Dak, like they're playing more mature football. I don't know. Maybe it's they got married and they're more focused. They just seem more direct. But that's what Josh Allen looks like. And there's no chance, I think, that Miami has at beating Buffalo in this game. And then what will happen in Miami, we'll start seeing, because there's going to be some rumblings coming out of Miami.
You don't think, Mike, if the best possible Tua shows up and the best possible, the best Tyreek Hill shows up, they still can't beat him?
No. They're not going to be disciplined enough to fight through what this team has fought through. Now, we're just talking about Josh Allen. Now, James Cook has been cooking. He's been running the ball well. And when you start having teams like Buffalo starting 2-0, and then Miami 0-2, and then all the rumblings are circling around Miami right now, everybody start playing, hey, I got to take care of me. This ship looks like it's wrong with me. And everything's starting to sink, and your football team starts pulling apart. It's hard to keep a team like that together, and all the things that's going on, even off the football field. No, Buffalo and that little small town ain't got nothing to do but focus on football, and they'll do it on Thursday night.
Yeah, they would definitely have to play almost like a perfect game. They would have to play clean on offense. They would have to make no turnovers. They would actually have to be able to get the Bills off the field when they're like third down, make sure they don't get the fourth down. They definitely have to play perfect.
Yeah, I'm have to agree with Mike. No, I don't think that they can win. I just think that the body language in Miami is speaking for itself.
Right.
You know, you see Tyreek Hill walking off the field with attitude, and this all lingered from last season.
Mm-hmm.
The coach doesn't look as stable with his players as he had. What I think Miami needs to do, and Mike could probably testify to this better than I do when teams are going through, not saying Mike didn't have a lot of success, but everybody has some downward moments in professional sports. I never made it to be a professional, and that's why I'm alluding to Mike, is that sometimes team players need to gather up and have team meetings, not necessarily even with the coaches. Yo, what are we doing, man? And it looks like that some of these egos, the niggas may not even want to do that. So I'll say that the body language, just for me on the outside looking in, what I see week to week and how it played out at the end of last season, I don't think Miami's going to have a good season whatsoever until everybody on the team is on the same page, and that just doesn't look like the story. The only upside that I would give Miami is that this is a division game and that they're going to Buffalo in September instead of December, because they could be going up there when the fish is 7 inches of snow, 17 minus 17 below zero, etc. So that's the only upside that I would give Miami, that you're not going when it's freezing cold. But I just don't like the body language on the Miami Dolphins, and I don't think they're going to win this game.
Yeah, that's really. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, and Cam, I'm telling you, you're so right. All of it, and even stuff that we're talking about with Tyreek Hill. You know, Tyreek Hill was a captain prior to this year. Then I'm sure, they demoted him from captain. He's no longer a captain, and he's going through things off the football field, and situations like that. They get in the paper. I told you guys, I remember after all that I had gone through, after broke in the White House and all of that, I was never the same, even trying to lead the dudes. You're trying to hold people accountable all the time. And now they done found out your little secret, or the hotel found out a little secret about you doing some stuff, and it messed with your mind, Every time I try to go down and joke, oh, man, you in that hotel room, nigga, please. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff. That's why I say it's hard. It gets hard in that locker room, man. And you got to try to get it together. But make sure, the only chance they got, and the way you're saying it makes this a must-win right here, right now, this to save their season. This right here could save their season, because it'll give them a chance. If they win now, then they'll get them again back in Miami later on in the year when it's not 2 degrees, and they'll have another shot. That's how important this game is.
Yeah, and when you think of this team, Miami Dolphins playing against the Bills, one thing I'm brought to the attention of is this same thing happened in another sport with a guy named Damian Lillard, right? He ends up on this team, and then he goes through these personal things, and then it begins to affect his play. I think this is one of the same things that's happening with Tyreek Hill. It's just when you're going through divorce on the court or divorce on the field, it takes a toll on the player, because the biggest win you could possibly have in life to some people is a win in the family. So when you take this away, it like you said, everything you're saying on the field, everything you're saying on the court, we're family, all of that plays in people's mind. You just been through this with your family. So it begins to erode the camaraderie on the team. This is like an unspeakable truth on the team.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about Tyreek Hill, but I actually have a question for y'all concerning Tua. So basically, at the press conference after their last game, Tua said, having talks with Reek, just don't think that I'm going to throw it 80 yards. As you're running, do your best to track it, because you can potentially stop. So Mase, I know earlier you were saying, what could happen if Miami has the best possible Tua. Yeah. But Mike, I'm going to ask you first, do you think that Miami will get the best possible Tua again, or do you see that dwindling down? Kind of how do you see that going?
Now, to get the best possible Tua, other things have to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Tua is not Josh Allen. You can get the best Josh Allen without everything happening right around Josh Allen, but you can't get the best Tua without everything happening perfectly around Tua. That means protection has to be right. And most of the time, and the thing that most people talk about is if you get him off his first read, he's very accurate as long as it's his first read. And and now they've seen this Miami offense enough to know where they're trying to go with the ball. So they have areas that they make Tua want to throw the ball that are his least like areas, charting all of these things. So it's hard for me to say he can rise above everybody around him. He's not the Josh Allen type quarterback. Everybody around him, as you guys have said, as Mase just said, will have to play the perfect game. That's how he can rise above this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And Stat, read the comment that Tua said for me.
Yeah, he said, having talks with Reek, talking about Tyreek Hill, just don't think that I'm going to throw it 80 yards. As you're running, do your best to track it because you can potentially stop.
Was that basically a shot at Tyreek Hill of like, get it together? Like, that's what I'm saying.
That's what it sounds like to me. Like, look, you just gonna have to.
Basically, we need to have to balance this with the run.
Yeah, that's why I asked about the comment. The thing about that is that's more to what I just said a minute ago. They're not on the same page. That's more shit that gives the media fuel to say the things that I just said. When you make those type of statements, don't just think, nigga, you're going to run 80, whatever the fuck he said. That's why it wasn't really about what he said. It was like, I spoke to the nigga Reek, man. I told the nigga, I ain't going to go like this. That's how I read it. That's how I took it in. Like,
right. No, you read it right, Kim. You read it right. He's saying it's my team, Joe.
Yeah,
that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's
what he's saying is my team.
That's part of the problem.
Which means that's why we said things get funny in a locker room when everybody starts fending for himself. Tua isn't us saying, wait a minute now, I ain't gonna be just throwing these balls up in the air. People gonna say I'm throwing interceptions and all of this right here. Right. You gotta stop. Reekner said, man, I'm open, man. You gotta get it out there. You gotta whatever. They're arguing something going on for him to even bring. Troy would never say that. Troy ain't gonna come out to you and say, do what I told Michael. What you got to do with the price of tomatoes?
I mean,
Joe, come on, man. That you can tell there's something going on there.
I mean, even ChatGPT, if you look it up, says, what does Miami have to do to win? They say the number one thing they got to do is establish the run. So that was something for him to say. You got to establish the run. We can't just throw the ball to you every time.
I don't know about ChatGPT, but Cam said I could read the fucking sign language what the nigga just said in the press conference, and it sound like, yo, my nigga, you think that I'm going to pass it to you every single time because you fast.
Right.
Listen, that's just not going to motherfucking happen. And what I think, and then what I'm thinking is, listen, you got to think about this, right? The best quarterback right now, if you ask the majority of the people who watch football, they're going to say Patrick Mahomes. Whether you want to Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, or whatever, they're going to say Lamar Jackson, they're going to say Patrick Mahomes. Tyreek Hill, you left the best quarterback for the money. Yeah. You left. You had the best quarterback of modern day or the recent, I'm going to say modern day, the last 5-6 years, people have been saying this is the best quarterback. You're not good because you want the money. You're not going to be with the best quarterback in the league at the moment. And you got used to being around the best quarterback. And now he's not quarterbacking how you want him to quarterback. And that's just the reality of it. You took the money.
Yeah, I got to say this now. You can say that to Tyreek. As I can say to Tua, you were about to out the league. You were almost gone. Until Tyreek came over here and saved your career and got you that big $200 million that you got right now. You got them pretty hair looking. You look good. But remember, it was that dude coming over here that got you that. You see, the problem is they know that they've helped each other, but now they're not talking about it, and they're not talking like that. You know what I'm saying? So both of us are right in what we're saying. When Tyreek first came over, he was talking about, man, he was the most accurate quarterback in the league. We started saying, wait a minute. Wait, what are you talking about? And then he went and had 2 incredible years with Tua. They were boys. Tua got his big money, everything, man. And now,
Well, the
things don't
thing about
sound as
to chime into what you said, Mike, listen, when the checks getting cut, everybody love everybody. When them checks is fresh, when them shit's fresh and the ink ain't even dry on them shit, it's one big motherfucking party. But you cannot deny the fact, and like you said, they helped each other, but you cannot deny the fact if you're playing with Michael Jordan and you're winning championships and you want to go to Indiana to play with Reggie Miller, we like Reggie.
Yeah.
We love Reggie. Reggie's good.
Mike.
It's not Mike.
Yeah.
So you got to know that. So as much as I want to agree with you, I can't. Because at the end of the day, Reggie Miller good. It ain't Mike.
Yeah.
And then Reggie Miller might have helped you get that money over there, but you still was playing with Mike. You rich over here with Reggie, but you ain't gonna win them chips. And look at it. And then another thing.
That's a great point.
Yeah. And then another thing is like, we can see that Patrick Mahomes misses him too, though.
Yeah. And I think they both need to be on the same page because, the Bills are missing some key defenders that's off that linebacker side. So if they were on the same page, they could be looking into that, saying, Oliver is not going to be here, Matt Milano is not going to be here, and trying to figure out how they can make the most of that. But they're missing a great opportunity arguing with each other.
Points. Well, tonight is the game, Dolphins versus Bills. So we're going to get into our underdog picks of the day. They got Keon Coleman at 42.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm going to go higher.
High.
Okay, Dalton Kincaid is at 30.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
High.
Yep, higher.
And Jalen Waddle's at 50.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm going to go lower.
I agree with Mason as well.
Okay, make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. We're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss coaches on the hot seat. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free. Why am I in this woman way?
Welcome back. So just as much as we hold players accountable, we also have to hold coaches accountable. So Mike, in your opinion, what coaches do you think are on the hot seat this year?
Well, the coaches that are on the seat that is burning fire, we just talked about one of them, and Coach McDaniels. Because, first of all, when you are supposed to be the offensive genius, and your offense is an offensive, and that's how you got the head coaching job. That's why you hit fire on your seat. And I would say my second coach I would put is I'm just sorry, Mace, but the man is coaching for his job against the Chiefs this week. Because he can't start 0-3 with everything going on, and that's Coach DeBoer with the New York Giants. So those would be the two guys that I say are on seats. Hey, the devil is right up under them. It's burning hot.
Yo, you really think Andy Reid is on the hot seat?
No, he said the Giants coach.
I'm saying Brian DeBoer. I'm saying the Giants did.
Oh, I was about to say.
No, ain't nothing wrong with Andy Reid.
Andy Reid could go 0-5. What do you think?
Yeah, Andy Reid can go 0-5. They'll just start bringing in other bodies. They're not going to bring in other Andy Reid.
I think Andy Reid.
It's going to be a lot of them brothers are getting cut.
I think Andy Reid could go 0-17 and be all right next year.
Right.
Yeah, I think definitely. I don't think the coach at at the Giants is on the hot seat. I don't think they expected to win the last couple of games that they played. I think they were supposed to beat y'all, Mike, the Cowboys. But other than that, I don't think they were supposed to beat the Chiefs. That would be false expectation.
Well, who do you think? That's the question. Mace. Who's your opinion?
I can't really say right now. I have to think more about that because when it comes to the Cowboys, I think their coach should be on the hot seat. But
the nigga just got the job. The nigga 1-1. You gonna put him on the hot seat on 1-1?
Yeah, because I mean, there's some organizations that need to turn his program around. So even though he's 1-1, he got to start winning.
Okay, it's your stat. What you think about that? Yo, hey, yo, listen. Hey, yo, that's crazy, man.
I'm an unbiased voice, you know?
I'm going to go, man. It just makes
No. Wait, can't. No, I understand. Right now, and let me just apologize before we go in. Right now, Mase feels that I have attacked him in the Chiefs. He just pulled this one out of anywhere. So, we just go bypass that.
Yo, Mike, you know the thing about my takes, right? They don't seem right the time when I say them. When you look back on them and you go, well, he did say this. And then now next year it makes sense. So keep that take, Nick.
That does indeed happen.
Yes.
But
okay.
The season just started. With him as coach.
The question is not if the season just started. The question is, Cam wanted me to answer it. Who's on the hot seat? That's my take.
The whole thing about it is murder. Is not who's on the hot seat next year. Who's on the hot seat today? We're talking September 17th.
Yeah, I gave my answer. I gave my answer.
No problem.
It's unconventional, but it's my answer.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, Mike. Brian DeBull, number one on the list of hot seats. The nigga was on the hot seat last year. You know what I'm saying? They ended up, basically they threatened the nigga in the offseason. Man, you better get this done. I think everybody, including Russell Wilson, is on the hot seat. But if we're doing coaches, Brian DeBull is at the top of the list for hot seat. He's definitely on the hot seat. Listen, you play in New York, the Giants, that is. They're not very patient in New York at all. And no, they've been patient for years with the Jets and the Knicks, of course. But we have to have somebody winning. The Rangers got to win. The Yankees got to win. Somebody got to win. And that's what covers up some teams that lose. But I'm going with Brian DeBull. His record is 18 and 33 in the regular season. He's 19-34 overall with 1-1 in the postseason. And that's just not going to cut it. For years before Brian DeBull, and I know there have been coaches in between, Tom Coughlin was on the hot seat. The thing that Tom Coughlin saved him was them Super Bowls. And not just the Super Bowls, he went to the Super Bowl and beat the Patriots. But them regular seasons was rough. I think they won the Super Bowl one year, they was 9-7. They went 0-7. What did you say earlier, stat? 0-whatever, and went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tom Coughlin, the internet was in, but I was still a newspaper nigga. Wake up and still go buy a newspaper in the morning. That nigga was on the back of the paper every other day. Tom Coughlin is going to get fired. Is Tom Coughlin going to make it this year? Is Tom Coughlin? Then out the blue, they 9-7 win the Super Bowl. Then they do it again, and they say, damn, we got to keep him around. I remember they fired Tom Coughlin, and he wouldn't even leave the facility. He used to come back to the facility and be working out, and they'd be like, yo, this is uncomfortable, Tom. He's like, nah, I'm just using the gym. Now go find Planet Fitness, 24-hour fitness, one of them joints. You can't keep coming back to the arena, to the facility working out and all this. So I have to agree with you, Mike. I think Brian DeBull is on the hot seat, and his clock is definitely ticking.
And are we ready to say other coaches, or is just NFL?
Just NFL.
Okay.
Well, if you got somebody that you want to throw in there,
Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is on that. That was going to be my answer, but I wasn't sure if it was just NFL.
Yeah. No, if you need to say something, it is what it is. Say what you got to say. Belichick, he got a lot going on. I don't know what he got going on.
Bill would have been my number one choice if we were just talking football, but
listen, and
we are just talking football, brother.
I wasn't.
But he said NFL football.
I wasn't going to bring this up, but now because I love Bill. I love Bill, and you guys, we didn't have it on the rundown to be talking about Bill, but Mase just brought him up, and I haven't said anything to this, but have you guys heard what Bill won't allow any of the Patriots coaching staff to come and scout his players? You know, because he said he just what you guys just said. He's not allowed in their facility, so they're not allowed in his facility. Now, boy, I'm telling you, I've appreciated everything Bill has done. And I love Bill for what he's done and how he's done it because he was the head man. But this part is dead wrong. It's dead wrong.
Yo,
You can't take your pain. What you said, you can't take your pain that you have going on with an organization that gave you all those great years, and you had all those great years. I don't care how the split went. After you have cut 1 million people, when you get cut, all of a sudden now you go back and say, y'all can't come and scout my kids. A lot of those kids are not first round picks. They need somebody to come and see them to give them a chance at having a great life. That part and all the things I've never, all that stuff they used to talk about, Bill, but I never had anything with it. This right here, that's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right. Now I understand you personally hurt, but you got brothers going to be coming out ghettos like me and get an opportunity to come there, and maybe the New England Patriots weren't going to give him an opportunity. You can't let your pain stop his game. You got to stop that, Bill.
Yeah, and I had no idea, so Mase may be correct. He may be the number one nigga on the hot seat because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is this. You're going to lose recruits, and you're going to lose people that's maybe want to go to North Carolina and be like, yo, he has too much emotional baggage with him to where the Patriots can't come scout. And Mike, everything you said when I first heard you say that, I was going to say, I don't even have a lot left to say after what you said because you made the absolute best points. What if the Patriots need to draft me? And I'm somebody that they want to come see and they can't see me because of my emotional baggage. One question, Mike, let me ask you something. And this alludes to what you just said about Bill Belichick and your previous coach and your previous owner. What's up with the stubbornness of them white men in their 70s and 80s, man? I thought black people were stubborn. This some stubborn ass shit, man. What the fuck? And then other people are being prosecuted for it. What the fuck going on? Rich old white men holding grudges against people for years. Could you allude to that? Years. And why even jumped off in the grudge in the first place? You know what I mean? Right. And that's why I was talking about even watching that documentary. Like, Jerry had a vision and Jimmy had a vision. Why couldn't y'all just keep visioning your way and let things come? But everybody, it all came down to, and this is what happens with everybody. I'm telling you, people chirping in everyone's ear. Oh, Jimmy get all the credit. Oh, no, you should. He said you don't get any credit. That's how it always starts. And that's how everything has started, and that's how it started. People gossiping because they want to tear you down. And I was just about to say that. I swear to God, I was just about to say that. Credit whores. Niggas want credit. I'm not big on credit, Mike. Let me tell you something. I write like I meant to. I'm gonna do it when we finish shooting. Some of my movies I write. When I write them, I put a different name. I put a name like Eugene Jackson, written by Eugene Jackson, executive produced by Daryl Lucas. Because I don't want niggas thinking it's some nigga shit that Cam wrote. You get what I'm saying? I can sit there saying starring Camron, executive produced by Camron, produced by Camron, written by Camron. They're like, this is some nigga shit. So I put other names in my movies so you don't think it's all nigga shit. And that's why I was saying I'm the least attention credit whore. If my check right, I don't give a fuck about that credit shit. And to the point of the documentary that you made, you said it, the whole shit was over credit. And I'm like, yo, these two niggas beefing for decades over credit and fucked up probably some more championships and some additional dollars for both of them. But same thing with The Last Dance. Remember, it was the executive
who never
Jerry
got enough
Roundhouse.
credit.
Jerry Roundhouse.
And he went, and then he went to the boss and oh
Yes.
man, we gotta change it up. It's always the same thing.
Yeah,
Now
that's
it's
a
funny
great
you
point.
started that, but we you know, usually black folks are usually, well, y'all get the credit, give me the money. That's usually I take.
Yo, fam,
right.
that's a great point with the Bulls, man. Jerry Roundhouse was just not just Jerry, not just the credit whore. He had Napoleon complex too. He's probably about 5'2", and he wanted all the fucking credit, bro. And I bought Phil Jackson here, and I drafted Scottie Pippen, and it's like, bro, okay, we understand,
right?
But you tell niggas to come off a back-to-back championship. Even if y'all win the championship this year and go 82-0, this team will not be together next year. What? Well, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Because your ego got involved. So that was a great point. I forgot about The Last Dance. I'm just coming off the Cowboy documentary, but that was a great point to bring up those people with the Bulls as well.
Let me ask you something, Cam and Michael Irvin. And Stat, do you think, on another note, you don't think the credit turns into more money for a person to have leverage?
You want to go first, Mike? I could.
Yeah. Well, the people that we're talking about, they're at a level that money is beyond money. They're talking about legacies and how people are going to remember them, and they forever want to be given that credit. That matters. They're beyond wanting another $250 million yacht. You see what I'm saying? So it's just about the legacy. And I understand Jerry. Jerry wants to be known as a football guy. He is a football guy. When and that all started because somebody said he don't respect you as a football. I know. I watched the interview in the documentary. Remember, who was it? I think it was Bob Costa. He asked Jimmy, do you respect Jerry as a head coach, like a head coach? Like, it's a trick question.
Right.
Jimmy's smart enough to know that.
Yeah, he should have curved that question. I remember that part.
Right. He should have said, listen, I don't expect anyone to expect me to do business like Jerry does business. That's what he does every day of his life. I coach every day of my life. So I can't expect him to know coaching like I know coaching. That's an answer. You give him his flowers, and you take your flowers. Right. But you cut him down on TV. That's an ego thing that people have gotten in the way, and you just mess it up right there. Right. It was amazing to watch, because I had never watched that interview at the Super Bowl. It was amazing to watch that. And then Jerry says, if I ever felt anybody, Jimmy got on my nerves in such a way I couldn't do it, I would make a change. And then Jimmy snapped back and said something, like sometimes I do. Like, come on, man. That's his ego. That was pushing. And that's my coach. But damn, mess with my future doing all that mess. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Why we get on this?
To answer Mace's question, I don't think that credit necessarily leads to more money than chemistry. Like you could take the credit, and then when the chemistry is gone, people will see that the talent may not be there. Like, yo, this nigga wanted all the credit, but now that the nigga that he was fighting for the credit, they're not winning, or they're not producing, or they was great together. Like Mike just said, look, Jerry ain't win since Jimmy left, and Jimmy ain't win since Jerry left. Neither one of them niggas won without each other. And they're fighting over credit instead of chemistry.
That's a good point.
So the chemistry outweighs the credit. So you sit there and say, man, I can get this credit and I can leverage a deal over here with Pepsi, or I can leverage a deal over here with this person. I can leverage a deal over here with this person because I look like I'm the person in charge. But when the chemistry is gone, the winning is gone. So as good as the Cowboys became as a business, they still haven't won. Neither one of them, even when Jimmy left and went to Miami, they didn't win without each other. And we're sitting here talking about this 30 years later. Mike brought another great point up. Same thing with the Bulls.
Yeah,
you got the general manager. You got Michael Jordan, you got Scottie Pippen, you got Phil Jackson, and niggas is credit. One nigga wants to have all the credit willing enough to break up the team to say, watch me do it again. And the Bulls haven't won since then, even though he's passed away way before since this time. But the Bulls didn't win after that. The chemistry outweighs the credit, if you ask my opinion, because you'll get more money with the chemistry and better results.
Yeah, I think that was.
And that goes back to what we were talking about with the Chiefs. Y'all stay together, keep that chemistry. You know, you keep the chemistry. You can make that kind of cash longer at a higher level than just sometimes running off getting that quick lick.
Right.
Yeah, I like this conversation because there's still, as I hear both of you, it's still the appreciation for me. The appreciation plays into the chemistry. Right. Without the appreciation, you don't have the chemistry.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
And then what happens is, to Mike's point, and I don't know if you've seen the documentary, and that's, you say it now, it's really because the internet's the Wild Wild West. But that goes back in the days when niggas got media training. And even though these the owners and the coaches, they shouldn't have to go through that. It's okay to be in an interview, be like, I'm not feeding into that. I don't want to answer that.
Right.
Why would I say that? And then you say the wrong thing, and then the person you talking about start feeling the way like, what he meant by that. Now when you come to the game or the locker room, whatever, and you hear niggas with this. Yeah. So it's part of media training too, and these niggas should have been media trainers. It wasn't like they players. But don't feed into them. And I'm telling young niggas and people who's new to this, you don't have to answer every question that's asked to you. Yeah. You don't have to do it.
And you can reword it.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, ask that again like this.
Yeah. Or you could just be like, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, point.
They got to bring media training back.
They really do, because it's...
Niggas feel like, what was I supposed to say? He asked me the question.
Yeah.
No, you're totally right. Because even circling back to Tua, like, I wouldn't even have answered that to the press about Tyreek, because that's how we figured out, okay, something is happening internally between y'all, because you could have just been like, next question, but you wanted to throw subs, and now everybody's looking at your team crazy.
And to keep it 100, and to keep it 100 to give you something.
No. What he should have said is, listen, Tyreek Hill's one of the greatest receivers in the National Football League.
Exactly.
Our offense has gone to a whole new level since we have gotten Tyreek Hill here. I understand he wants the football, and if we want to get him the football because he makes the difference. And we're trying every play to get him. He's that great. Next question.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Mike. I guess you explained it better than I asked the question. That's the appreciation I'm talking about that nullifies that whole situation.
That goes both ways. It's called the reciprocation of a relationship, of a union. It only works if both are given, and you got to know. Jimmy's a psychology major. He understands. He works the mind. He knew what he was saying when he said it. You know what I'm saying? They were at that place arguing in over egos. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, well, last thing before we wrap, because it is NFL news. So Cardi B announced that she and Stephon Diggs are expecting. She wanted to announce the pregnancy on her own terms. She said, on my time, on my own terms. Let me close some deals first, you know what I'm saying? And that was kind of what she was explaining to Gayle King in the interview. Michael Irvin, what was your initial reaction?
I understood exactly what she was saying. When the part where she said, I want this on my time, my terms, let me close them deals. I don't know that everybody got that part, because the way I figure, that money may change that she's negotiating with. If somebody finds out she's pregnant right now, I don't know if we want to put her on that, put them kind of numbers on her. She may not be able to make through all of that, everything. No, get them numbers right. Get them numbers right, and then tell it when you want to tell it. I had no issue with that whatsoever. And I'm happy for my boy, Stephon Diggs. If he's happy that this is happening, I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? I got to say, if he's happy this is happening, because, we done saw the Anthony Edwards situation, but we know this is, if he's happy this is happening, I'm happy for him. And at least you don't have to worry about, getting them letters that come to your house. That's it.
That's crazy, Mike. That letter right there make your stomach drop. Pause, for real.
Y'all done got them letters. Y'all got those letters to my hey, boy.
You start watching your hair and everything. They just need any sample. Oh, man.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
Well, I'll say this, and I end it with this, is that, and I'm just being honest, and I'm saying this in the most respectful way possible.
Yeah.
That Bronx pussy is hard to pull out. My favorite bitch is from the Bronx in New York, man. It's hard to pull out that Bronx pussy, man. Respectfully, of course. Just super duper respect. That Bronx is something different up there, man. Kingsbridge, Fordham Road, Baingsbridge.
Fordham Road, crazy.
White Plains. Oh boy, murder back outside. Nigga, remember Fordham Road? Yeah, White Plains Road, 233rd. You know, Patterson Projects, Downview, that whole joint.
South Bronx, crazy.
Yeah, man. But congratulations.
Oh, man. Nah, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. All my girlfriends, right, was from the South Bronx.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's funny, man. Why we even do that? Why we you know what I mean?
I'm like, yo, I'm just telling, that's what I'm saying, respectfully, I'm just going from my experience.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just,
deep, because all of the records that I wrote, like Hum All You Want To, Come All You Want To, that was from the South Bronx.
There you go. There you go right there. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. There you go.
Hey, they're pulling up the Stephon Diggs thing on you know, when he was on what's that Family Feud, and he said something. He said leave it in, and then they went, oh, you left it in. You know, you read all them comments. Oh my God, I guess he left that Mack truck in the garage. All that. You know, it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Murder, you was up in Co-op City too.
Yeah, Co-op City.
Yeah, don't do that to the North Bronx. don't do that to the North Bronx.
But she was originally from J-Wanna block. Remember, that's the South Bronx. That's the block behind Fordham.
Fordham ain't the South Bronx. Fordham, you know South Bronx right by Harlem.
No, I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm saying another thing I wanted to ask, like when you have a child by a celebrity, right, and then you have a child by another celebrity, does that should lower your child support, right?
That's a good question.
No, I think each are taken individually. If you know, they're not considering. Oh, she had no.
I was trying to trigger him.
Well, actually, I do know my son. My son has some daughters. I had to go through all of that with them. But each is taken individually. So no, don't be thinking you can't go in there in your defense talking about. Well, she plenty baby mama. She done made a job out of this. I shouldn't have to pay my full if she got 3 others. I can only pay 25%. He paid 20, baby. It ain't no deal like that, bro. You're going to have to give up. But you got to give up.
And this is a good question for fellas. So if she's getting 25,000.
She can make a great business out of it if she got by 5 or 6. And, you know, I'm just saying.
So if she's getting 25,000 for the listener from one athlete, and she now has a baby by another athlete, she could get another 25. Is that correct? What I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then another 25, another 25, another 2. Pretty good business.
It is what it is.
It literally is what it is. Shout out Cardi B. Shout out Stephon Diggs.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
For sure. But and shout out to Cardi for being able to say it on her own time like she said she wanted to. Okay. That is all the time that we have for today. Mike, you know, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Hey, thank you guys. I'm sitting here going back over my mind saying, God, did I say anything wrong?
You was good, bro.
You're
Mike,
good.
and we hope you don't get no letters. No letters.
Yeah.
Right. None of them letters. You're right, man. It'll stay. All right. Peace out.
All right. Good seeing you, Mike.
Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
what you want, nigga. Everything, nigga, super size. 2 Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.